Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to go through the 9 main contracts that you can do in DMZ. These are all the green phone icons that are scattered across the map, and then each contract kind of has its own unique icon appended to it as well. So for each one, I'll demonstrate it being done, show some gameplay of it being completed, as well as talk about the reward that you receive. So real quick, just kind of going down the list of the contracts that are available. We've got Secure Nuclear Material, we have Raid Weapon Stash, there is Eliminate HVT or High Value Target, Deliver Cargo, and then we also have Ship Cargo, which is sort of a water-based one, Destroy Supplies, and then we've got Hostage Rescue right here, Secure Intel, and then finally we have the last one, which is Hunt Squad. All right, so starting off with our first contract, we've got Secure Nuclear Material. And just a quick note on all of these, again, you can ping them on your map and it'll lead you to this little phone that you need to use to accept. So here you can see we need to use a Geiger counter to find radioactive material, and we are gonna get $3,500 for the reward. So this one's got a couple different steps to it, so we'll accept the contract, and we should get a notification here once that's complete. So here we need to acquire a Geiger counter first, which is going to ping an area on the map where we can find that. So we need to head to that area first. Once you're nearby, it should lead you to a box or a crate or something where the Geiger counter is located. So in this case, it's in this toolbox, so we can open up that, and here we will find the Geiger counter, so we can loot that. And then that is going to now mark 2 locations that we need to head to find the radioactive material. So opening up the map, we can see the 2 different areas. And this will be where we need to head to next. Once there, you can use the Geiger counter by equipping it to your tactical equipment slot. And as you can see, the number is getting bigger, and that's sort of indicating that you're getting closer to where the material is located. So just sort of explore the area and use that to help you find where the material is located. So that's leading me to this first spot. And you can see here, it's called the nuclear fuel. So that's the item that you're looking for. So you need to do that twice. So here you can see we've got 1 of 2. So now we have to move to the next spot. So now in spot number 2, kind of doing the same thing, pulling out my Geiger counter. Now it's at 9, so it's getting bigger. That led me to this spot by this truck here, and here we can get the second piece of nuclear material. So one thing to note on the reward for these is that you do not get the $3,500 in cash for completing the contract. That cash is acquired from looting these 2 containers. So there was cash in the first one and there's cash in this one. That being said, I've done this twice. The first time I got exactly $3,500. There was $1,750 in the first container and there was $1,750 in the second container. This one I only got $2,950. So they're stiffing me a little bit. I don't know if that's a bug or what, but that's where your reward comes from. So you don't expect to get like an additional $3,500 after you complete the contract. Next, we've got Raid Weapon Stash, and we need to find and break into an enemy weapon stash. So this will give us $5,000 as a reward, and then there's also going to be some additional items in the stash as well that you'll see. So we'll collect this, and what that is going to do is mark a building or a location on the map that we need to break into. So we got Raid Weapon Stash, and we can see here is the building that we need to head to do it. So once here, you'll have this prompt to unlock the door. And now we have to sort of break in here. There's going to be some enemies, find the stash, and then start breaking into it. So in this particular case, I ran into a couple enemies with riot shields. I like to equip the drill charge. That takes care of them pretty well. So I had 2 of them. Fortunately, I had 2 drill charges there that I could take care of those guys. And then you can see the waypoint for the stash up in that 2nd floor there. So we need to make our way up there. Once you've kind of cleared the area, then you can go up to the safe and start that process. So this is going to take quite a bit of time. You can see the progress bar there and the alarms going off. So now we need to defend this area until that progress bar is complete. After you've defended the area, you can head back to the safe and open it up. And you can see within there, we've got $5,000 in cash for our reward. Also had a armor satchel and a backpack in there too, and then also 2 weapons as well. So this is a good one for getting quite a bit of cash as well as some nice items too. Moving on to Eliminate HVT or High Value Target. This one's fairly straightforward. It's just going to mark an enemy somewhere on the map that we need to go eliminate, and we'll get $5,000 for it. So this is an NPC or AI player. This isn't an actual live player that you need to eliminate. So once we've accepted that, it's going to mark this location on the map, and that's just sort of the general vicinity of where this enemy is going to be located. So the actual enemy that we need to eliminate isn't going to be singled out or highlighted really. So You just kind of have to go to this circle area and start killing enemies, whatever you see, and then eventually you'll get a notification that that was the actual person that you needed to kill. So I think I come across him here after I open this door, and that's the guy that we needed to kill. So once I eliminate him, then I get the notification, elimination complete, and then $5,000 goes into my backpack. Now we've got the deliver cargo contract, and we'll get $10,000 for this. So once we accept this contract, we are going to get a location of a vehicle that we need to go pick up. So locate and enter the vehicle. That will show up on our map. And there it is. So now we have to make our way over there to this vehicle. When you get to the building, there's going to be a door with a keypad next to it that'll open up and reveal this giant rig that you need to drive. So this is basically what you need to deliver. You got the cargo in the back, which is the important part. But there's going to, again, be a sort of a waypoint that you need to drive to. We can see there it's 1,500 meters away. So fairly straightforward. What's going to happen, though, is an attack helicopter is going to come down and start chasing you. I did this solo without any issues, and I basically just ignored it the whole time and just drove straight to the waypoint. So we'll see here, the helicopter will come in, and you can see here I'm just basically taking this road, driving down the straightaway. He's shooting at me, but not really doing anything that's going to prevent me from completing the mission, really. So I was able to just drive to the waypoint and just ignore the helicopter for the most part. And then once you reach the destination, this crane will pick up the cargo in the back automatically. You'll get $10,000 for completing it, and then also you have this truck now that you just kind of have, which is nice, and it has a gun on top, which is pretty powerful too. And then we've got ship cargo, which is basically the exact same concept as the deliver cargo contract. However, with this one, we're going to be delivering it with a boat rather than a truck. So here we can see deliver the cargo, and we'll get $10,000 for it. So we'll accept this contract. And again, just like the delivery cargo contract, it's going to take us to the location of where the boat is. So that'll pop up on the map here. So now we can make our way to this dock where the boat is located. Once there may be a few enemies that you need to take out that's guarding the boat. So we can do that real quick, and then we'll hop on the boat. That's going to then give us the location. You can see the cargo there in the back of where we need to deliver this. Again, just like the deliver cargo contract, once we start driving away, an attack helicopter is going to come and start chasing us down. Just like the delivery cargo contract, you can ignore that, or I did at least, and they really don't do enough damage to like blow up the boat or anything. So really just head straight for the location drop-off point, ignore the helicopter, and you should be fine. So here we are, almost to the drop-off point. You can see the helicopter is still chasing me. Boat's still in relatively decent shape, enough to get to the drop-off point anyways, and you can just drive right by. The helicopter will pick up the cargo automatically, and you'll get $10,000, and you'll still have access to the boat as well. Next, we've got the Destroy Supplies contract, which is going to get us $7,500 in cash, as well as a little bonus reward that we'll look at as well. So once we accept this is going to mark 2 locations on the map where we need to go to those supplies and then plant explosives to blow them up. So we've got that accepted, and we can see the 2 locations on the map here, so we can make our way to the first location now. Here we are at the first location. There's probably going to be some enemies that you're going to have to clear out first, but once that's done, you can run up and plant the explosive on site number 1. And that will take just a couple seconds to do. Once that's done, you'll get a notification.
Secure the perimeter or proceed to the next target.
So you can see, you can either stick around and watch it explode, or you can just head to the second one. So we'll head to the second one now. Once you've cleared out the second location, then you can basically do the same thing and plant explosives on site number 2. This one's a little bit different. You do have to hang around and defend it, which we'll see here. So again, go through this animation where we plant the bomb. So a couple waves of enemies will probably come in, and you'll just have to stick around and defend the area for a minute or 2. There isn't really a timer that tells you how much time is left, but eventually you'll get a notification that the bomb has exploded. So there it goes. I got 7,500 cash for completing that, and then here's the bonus reward. So it says nearby safes have been revealed. So that's kind of a nice little additional bonus reward as well. So if we look at our mini map, which we'll pull up here, you can see there's a couple safes that have now been pinged on the map, which we could go get for additional loot too. Next up, we've got the rescue hostage contract. This is probably one in particular that might be a little bit tricky if you're trying to do this solo, but it is doable. We'll get $5,000 for this for completing it. And what we need to do is you'll accept the contract, and that's going to give us the location of a building where there's a hostage. We need to break in and rescue the hostage. Once at the building, you'll need to find a door where it'll say breach hostage building. It just basically opens the door. And then there will be enemies that you'll need to fight through, protecting the hostage. And then there's also this timer that says disarm the explosives. So the hostage is wired with explosives, so you need to find them in time to disarm them. If you don't reach it in time, like I did on this attempt, it will explode. The hostage will be KIA, and you'll fail the contract. However, if you do reach them in time, you'll need to go up to them. There'll be a prompt to disarm the explosives, which will take a couple seconds. And then this is where it gets tricky if you're trying to do this solo. You need to pick up the hostage and carry them to the extraction point. However, when you're doing this, you can't shoot your gun. So you kind of have to play this game of drop the hostage, shoot enemies, pick up the hostage, move a little bit, drop him, shoot enemies, etc. So keep that in mind. If you're trying to do this solo, it might be a little bit tedious trying to get through this, but it is doable. And then once you reach the extraction point, it'll be just like a typical extraction with a helicopter. Here you have the option to just drop off the hostage, and then the helicopter will take off and you'll get $5,000, or you can extract with them as well. So this is kind of a way to do another extraction and create another extraction point. Or again, you can just hop off the plane, you'll get $5,000, and you can keep playing for the rest of the match. And then we've got the secure intel contract. So this is actually the same contract basically that's in Warzone as well. Here we'll need to locate a hard drive and then upload it. This is a couple different steps. So first we'll accept the contract, and we'll get $5,000 for this, by the way. And it'll take us to a location where the hard drive is. So that'll get pinged on our map. And so first we need to head there. Once in the area where the laptop is, it's not going to tell you exactly where it is, but it does make kind of a whining noise that helps locate it. So I'll be quiet here for a second. So you can kind of hear that noise. That helps you figure out where it's at. So once you find the hard drive, it'll then ping the next location where we actually need to upload it. So that is that location there on the map. So now we have to head up that way. So it took us to this tower, and we need to climb up to the very, very top to do the upload. So we need to make our way up this ladder. And that will take us to this computer where we need to do the upload. You'll get a prompt that says begin upload. That'll take a couple seconds to run through, and then we'll get a progress bar like a lot of the other contracts where we need to sort of hang around until this completes. So I didn't really have any issues with any enemies coming. You're all the way up at the top of this thing, so they can't really get you anyways. So you just sort of hang around here for a second, and then once the progress bar completes, you'll get your reward of $5,000. The other interesting thing that this one seems to do is it gives you some extra intel as well. So in this particular case, it gave me the location of a juggernaut, so you can see juggernaut nearby, and then it was available on the map. So we can see the juggernaut here in the observatory area. And then the second time I did this contract, it instead gave me the location of a commander helo. So I'm not sure how many different things are going to happen with this one, but it appears you get some additional intel as well after completing these contracts. And then finally, wrapping things up with the last contract, we've got the Hunt Squad contract. So this is going to be very similar to the Eliminate the HVT contract. However, with this one, you're not dealing with an enemy AI or NPC character. You're actually getting an actual player, live player that you need to eliminate. Also keep in mind that this says eliminate the squad. So if you are playing solo or duo, you can have up to 3 people in your squad, so you could be outnumbered. So keep that in mind. And if you do this, you do get $3,500. So kind of like a bounty contract in Warzone, we'll accept this, and that's going to ping the general location of where this enemy is. So we'll open up our mini map and see where that's at. So we can see this is the area that we need to move to, and hopefully eliminate the squad in that area. So here I am sneaking up on the target. I've got a general idea of where they're at. You can see I spot there's the player I need to kill. Fairly clumsy, I will admit. I ran out of ammo. I downed him, but he's going for the self-revive. Fortunately, I was able to very slowly reload my LMG in time to clean him up and get the $3,500 reward for the Hunt Squad contract. All right, so wrapping things up, those are the 9 main contracts that you can currently do in DMZ. Some of them I think are, more worthwhile than others, but hopefully this helped you kind of decide that as well. So we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching, and we will see you later. Bye.